So here's your resume, your suspend or you pause. Here's where you terminate the application, say stop executing. And if you just want to disconnect, so you stop debugging but leave the application running, you can click that. So these are your different, these are probably the most common buttons you're going to be using when you're debugging. Here's your step into, step over, step out of, and I've got these wired up to be F8. You could change that if you wanted to by going in here, keys, F8, click on this one, hit F8. Let's see, where is that? I want to filter this by run. So here's my resume, F5. Here's my step into, F8. You could change that if you wanted to. Step over, that kind of thing. Sorry, you could filter it by saying step, and it'll just show you those. So now I have a reference to these. If you hold your mouse over, it'll be just like Visual Studio where it says, here's the information about that. It'll bring it up. It's a little bit slow. The IDE is not as good as Visual Studio, but it's pretty decent. It's better than anything out there on the market. So now that I've got references to those, it's going to set that click listener, and I'm going to put a breakpoint in here when the click is fired. So now we've got our emulator window open. You've got your activity running. There's your hello world. We hit the button, and when we do that, our breakpoint fires, and it says set the text here and make toast. So I'm going to just go ahead and say go. You clicked. I'm going to get rid of that breakpoint. You know, one thing I noticed is that we did not change this here. So I'm going to change that to be text title, not button title. And then I'm going to hit stop. And I'm going to hit this button here, which is compile. Now you notice that a lot of the buttons are back that I thought I filtered out earlier is because we're now in this debug perspective, where before we were in this Java perspective. So this is our coding, this is our debugging. So I'm going to change this like we did earlier. Kill that. Don't need these. Don't need that. Don't need those. I actually like that one. Don't need those. So now our bar is much cleaner. In fact, yeah. So this shows you the white space, which is nice. And there we go. So now I'm going to hit this button here, which is build. Make sure that your under project auto build is turned off, otherwise every time you hit save it will build your project, and if you have a big project it takes a while to build it, which kind of sucks. I noticed that my progress is missing, so I'm going to add that. Stick that over here. I don't want this to be down there, I want it to be here. And there we go. That's better. Alright, so now we're ready to go again. I'm not going to debug, I'm just going to hit run. You'll notice that it remembered the last time we configured it, so all I have to do is hit F5 or push run, and it will build and run. So down here we see that it's building, and when it's done it will launch it. Now when you click it, that gets clicked, which is cool, but I don't see our toast message. Oh. Yeah, you have to say show. Forgot about that. So I'm going to rebuild this thing, relaunch it, and this time it should show our toast message. Toast! Cool.